and welcome to today's video. Welcome to Krakow. We are today here in Poland, in one of the most beautiful cities of the country. I am very excited to show you Krakow. We are going to do a city tour through the old town and to the must-see places of Krakow. But that's not all yet. I'm also going to show you some traditional and delicious Polish food that you must try when you are here in the city of Krakow. And what really calls my attention about Krakow is that it is a city that is still more or less in its original state, meaning there are still a lot of old and ancient buildings. On contrary to other cities here in Poland, such as Warsaw, for example, Krakow has not been destroyed during World War II. That is because the Germans fled before the Soviets arrived here in the city of Krakow. Therefore, in the city itself, there has not been a war between the Germans and the Soviets that destroyed the city. Let's get into the old town now and explore it. We are now going to try something that you can find here in Krakow basically everywhere on the street. There are so many wagons of these here, and I think this is like the Pretzel here in Krakow. It's a typical bread, and this one comes with salt. They have different kinds of ones, but I chose the one with salt. And this one is a really good snack if you are here in the city doing your city stroll and get hungry. I definitely recommend it. It's a very delicious snack, very good bread, very soft, and I really like the combination with the salt. It's quite salty though. We are at the main square of the historical center of Krakow, and there's actually a very interesting story here, because here behind me you can see two towers, and the story says that these two towers were built by two brothers. The older one that finished his tower first in a very short time, and the second brother, the younger one, who didn't finish it that quickly, and he was a little bit jealous of the work of his brother. He therefore killed his own brother, and later on felt so ashamed about it that he committed suicide. And after that there was no other builder that actually wanted to finish that second tower of the younger brother, and therefore they just decided to finish it at the height that it had at this moment. And therefore the second tower is shorter than the first one that was built and finished by the older brother. And nowadays on the higher tower there is a musician that plays a trumpet every full hour. And there's another legend behind that that says that there used to be a person that was looking over the city from the highest point of the city to warn for fires or enemies, for example. And that vigilant used to play the trumpet every full hour. And they do that until today. But if you listen to the melody, it actually stops in the middle of the song pretty abruptly. And that is because the first musician that used to play here his trumpet, he got shot by an arrow while he was playing the trumpet. Even though we were luckily able to hear the sound of the trumpet, we weren't able to see the musician because you can see it here. They are reconstructing it. The tower is a bit covered right now, so it was impossible to see anybody up there. It is a local fireman that keeps playing up there every full hour in all of the four directions. But anyway, this is a huge square, and it is a very beautiful square. And there's a huge market hall. It is the main square, and we are going to enter this beautiful market hall there behind me right now. The market hall is a beautiful place. You can buy all kinds of souvenirs here, but also clothes or even jewelry. So there's a lot to discover, and if you are looking for a souvenir, this here is the place to go. Also, there are some restaurants here in front of the market hall, so if you get hungry, this is also the place where you can eat something. There's also some street food here in general on this square in front of the market hall, so there's a lot of things you can try here. Also here at this main square there are various ways to discover Krakow. There are various people offering you tours. You can do tours with horses here around the city. I personally always feel a bit sorry for these animals. I'm not going to do that therefore, but anyway, this is an option you have, of course. And there are also walking tours. There are tour operators that offer you tours to surrounding areas, to Auschwitz for example, and other places here in Krakow. In general, this area here around the market hall is a very beautiful one. This whole square here is huge, and there are a few places to discover, and really the perfect place to eat. If you see that here behind me, there are so many restaurants. This tower here, for example, is also on the main square, and this is the only remaining place from the town hall. It is the town hall tower of Krakow, and it dates back to the 14th century. It is a 70-meter high tower and one of the most symbolic places here of the city center of Krakow. So we've just found a very cute market where I could eat a lot, honestly. Everything here looks extremely delicious. There are a lot of typical things here from Poland on this market. I found some cheese here. It's cheap cheese. It comes with a cranberry marmalade. And I love cheese. If you've seen some videos of mine already, you know that. I really like the mixture of salty and sweet, the mixture with the cranberry marmalade, and the cheese is absolutely delicious and a very good combination. It is kind of like halloumi cheese, the consistency, but it has a way stronger taste. It is really good. We are now walking down the Gratka Street. I'm sorry if the pronunciation is not correct. I'm actually from Germany. I have no idea how to pronounce these words here. Anyway, I'm trying my best. This is the busiest and most commercial and also the oldest street of Krakow. And it is also known as the Royal Route. And if you continue this street all the way to its end, on the right-hand side, you are going to see the famous Vel Castle. I just bought a hot dog. You can buy those in the supermarket chain that you can see here behind me. And it just caught my attention because it actually looks kind of funny. It comes inside of the bread with some sauce and, well, the sausage, obviously. And it's really good. The bread is super crunchy because they toasted it right in front of us. And the sausage is also very delicious. So if you're looking for a quick snack, this one here is a recommendation. You will find it at the supermarket chain. We are now actually back to the old city wall that we've seen at the beginning of this video, just that we are on the other side of the walls. And here behind me you can now see the Florian Gate. This is one of the 8 gates of the historical center here in Krakow. And it is the most important one. It dates back to 1307 and it has been the main entrance gate into the old city. And it's now time to do the check-in into our hotel. Finally, we arrived early this morning. We are now going to get into the hotel to finally leave our stuff in our room. We actually dropped it off there before, but let's do the check-in. Welcome to Hotel Psky. Okay, I feel like a little princess. I'm going to sleep in the princess quarter here. It feels like that. I love how they actually kept the old style of the hotel, or of the whole area here of this historical center, also in the room. Look how beautiful this is. And we have a huge bed and a coffee place. And then we have this room here, which is like a living room, which is stunning. This is perfect actually for me because I love to have some space to work at. And well, we have a bathroom of course as well. A small bathroom at the entrance. Alright, and this hotel is in the city center, which is really perfect. You are right in front of the old city center gate. I've told you that before. We are at the Florian Gate, which is the perfect location if you want to explore the city here in Krakow. And the hotel also serves an absolutely delicious breakfast with a huge variety on food, which is also amazing. And it's actually amazing that we are right in the center, but you don't hear anything. And just look at that view here outside. As I mentioned before, we are in front of the city wall, which is pretty amazing. It's now time to continue our city stroll through Krakow, and I am starving, so it is now time to finally eat something. We are in front of a milk bar. That's how these kind of places are called. These milk bars have been established in the 14th century already, but they became really popular during the socialist times here in Poland in the 20th century. And that is simply because during that time it was important that workers were able to eat well for a very good price. Nowadays these bars still serve very good and traditional Polish food for a very good price. We went for pierogi, that's kind of dumplings, Polish dumplings, and they are filled with different kind of things. We have 2 different types. One is with potato and cheese, and the other one is filled with meat. I'm not sure if you can see the filling very well, but this is really good. It's filled with cheese and onion, I would say. It does have a strong taste like onion, and they are super soft, but very tasty. This district here is called Kazimierz, which used to be Poland's most important center for the Jewish culture for more than 500 years until the Nazis came and destroyed it with their mass deportation and extermination of the Jews here in Krakow. Do not confuse the Jewish quarter with the Jewish ghetto. These are two completely different things. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the differences between those two things and also about the history during World War II here in Krakow in a separate video. So make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss out on that one. Nowadays you can take a stroll through this neighborhood here, which is, by the way, a very beautiful one. There are also a lot of restaurants and the streets are just very cute and beautiful. And also you can explore different sites here, such as an old restored synagogue or a 19th century Jewish cemetery. Also, you can stroll through the flea markets here at the Plac Novi, which is the square where we are currently at. And here behind me you can see some stands. A lot of them are already empty, but anyway, you can take a stroll here. Also here in this square, there's one of the most popular things that you should definitely try while being here in Krakow. It is very typical food, which is called zapikanka. I am going to try it now, and it is basically a pizza baguette, more or less, which looks absolutely delicious, and it's filled with a lot of things. And here it is, the zapikanka that we ordered. It is one with chorizo, and it has a lot of tomato, a lot of cheese, and some barbecue sauce and mushrooms as well. And look at the size. I mean, it has the size of my underarm, basically, including my hand. It doesn't taste like pizza, that's for sure. It has a very different taste. The bread is super crunchy, very, very delicious. I like it. The sauce is delicious, and the mixture of chorizo and cheese is just perfect. I really like this, but it's a lot. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it alone. Let's now take a little walk along the Vistula River, which is the one that you can see here in the background. You can explore this area here of Krakow either by walking, but you can also do a boat tour along the river. And here behind me you can see a bridge that has acrobatic figures on it. It looks quite impressive, and they have constructed it as part of an exhibition, which is why you can see the figures on there. But then it turned out pretty good and people liked it, and they actually bought the figures, or some of them. This is how it is until today. And along this river you can also find the Krakow Eye, which is like the London Eye, just a little bit smaller, I think. And well, we are going to take a walk along it, and later on we'll also see that one. One of the main attractions and must-see places here in Krakow is clearly the Wawel Castle that you can see here behind me. This place used to be the royal residence for hundreds of years. But it is not the first royal residence here on this exact same spot. There have been royal residences here ever since the 11th century, but a lot of them have been burned down or destroyed by Swedish or Prussian armies. Nowadays you can visit this Wawel Castle. There are exhibitions inside of the castle. The grounds in general are free to visit, but if you want to visit one of the exhibitions and see the royal rooms inside of the castle, you would have to pay an entrance fee to get inside of the exhibitions. The castle has been built on a little hill, so you have a great overview over the historical center of Krakow, but also over the Vistula River that is right there in front of it. In the background you can now see the famous Wawel Cathedral, which looks quite impressive. This is the place where many kings and queens of Poland are being kept in elaborated tombs. They are being kept alongside the bones of the legendary dragon of Wawel. Behind me you can now see the legendary Vel Dragon. There's a legend behind him that says that there used to live a dragon below the hill of the Wawel Castle. The people here in Krakow lived in fear of the dragon because he destroyed everything that got in his way. At some point there was a brave knight who decided to kill the dragon. He filled up a kettle with sulfur and gave it to the dragon. The dragon ate all of it and afterwards got so thirsty that he drank all of the water of the Vistula River. The water reacted with the sulfur and the dragon exploded, and ever since that the people of Krakow could live happily and in peace. Now with this beautiful legend I want to end the video of Krakow. For me this was a very surprising visit because, to be honest, I didn't expect that much of Krakow, and it is also my very first time here in Poland. And I personally think that the city of Krakow is a very beautiful one. There are a lot of stories to tell, there's a lot of culture, a lot of delicious food, and there is so much history to discover. If you are interested in the history of Krakow, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I am going to upload another video on the history during World War II here in Krakow and another one about Auschwitz. Now I really hope to see you in the next video.